Good Chodesh, everybody. Today is Rosh Chodesh Av, and Rosh Chodesh Av is the yahrzeit of Aaron HaKohen. Aaron HaKohen's yahrzeit is perhaps the only yahrzeit where it states explicitly in the Torah what day he was nifter. And what's interesting is that not only does it say in the Torah what day he was nifter, but it's actually in this week's parsha. So it more or less every year works out the same around it, that the parsha of that says that Aaron was nifter on Rosh Chodesh Av is right around his yahrzeit. So let's look into what we know about Aaron HaKohen. The Mishnah tells us that you should be mitamidah shel Aaron HaKohen. Oyev shalom, roidev shalom, oyev asabriyas mekarv al Torah. So what does it mean oyev shalom, roidev shalom? So the Chazal tell us that Aaron would go out of his way to try to bring peace between people. And he would use a certain strategy, at least one that's mentioned by Chazal, which is that if, let's say, Reuven and Shimon had a big machlokes and they're not talking to each other, so Aaron would go to Reuven and say, Reuven, you know, Shimon, your friend that you had this big machlokes with, you should know that I know that he feels very sorry about it, and he wishes he could get along, but he just doesn't know. You know, he feels like you're too angry at him, so there's nothing to do about it. And then you'd go to Shimon and say the same thing. You say, you know, Reuven, who you're arguing with, he feels so bad about the argument, he didn't really mean it, he knows you didn't really mean it, and that way he would cause Yidden to come together. That was a method that he used, that he employed. What's interesting is that there's another person whose yahrzeit also is Rosh Chodesh Av, and he was also a person who was well known to be a big shalom person. That person is the Baba of a Rebbe, Rav Shlomo Halberstam. He was the one who rebuilt the Baba Chasidus after the war, and I'll tell you a story that happened with him that demonstrates his desire and how much effort he put into ensuring that there was shalom in Klal Yisrael. It was at a point where somehow he ended up that there were people against something that he was doing, that the Baba Rebbe was doing, and one night in the middle of the night, he hears a smash, and he sees that the windows in his house were shattered. Quickly, he called up the glass man, whoever it was, in the middle of the night, and he said, I have a broken window, can you come and fix it? He says, Rebbe, no problem, first thing in the morning. And the Rebbe says, no, we need to do it now. Now? Yeah, now. So the Rebbe explained that if you don't fix it now, then in the morning when people see that my window was smashed, then the people supporting me are going to be embroiled and the machlokes will continue. So I wanted you to fix it right now so that no one, even my supporters, won't notice it. So we see another point here. Again, he was a peace person, and besides Aaron's method of causing peace, which is to bring peace between two people, but also there's a way of ensuring peace by being mevater. If somebody does something against you, to be mevater. So it's interesting that the Torah tells us that by Aaron, when Aaron was nifter, it says, "Vayivku alav kol beis Yisrael." Everyone cried and mourned over him. And Chazal explained that it was everyone, because everyone loved Aaron. Why did everyone love Aaron? Because he was a peace person. So as I look around at my virtual audience, I want to ask the Bachram to be mechazdik as much as you can in bringing shalom, and either between two people that you know, or just by being mevater. And the reward that Torah is telling us is that a person who's a peace person ends up being loved by everyone. A good Chodesh and good Shabbos.